It's interesting. You said a second ago that when people are really frustrated, when the system they live under fails them, they listen to voices that they shouldn't listen to or wouldn't listen to under any other circumstance. Like, how did Al Sharpton get to be the leader of Black America or whatever? I mean, it's like it's a thing. Mm-hmm. Desperate people tend to go to crappy leaders, I think. And I just can't get over what happened in our biggest city this week, the very same week that everybody in D.C. is focused thousands of miles away on the greatest threat we face, Iran's nuclear program. I don't want Iran to have the bomb. I'm not pro-Iran,
no,
obviously.
We're not pro-Iran.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to say it?
No,
but
right.
We do.
It's dumb.
Here's the
but
disclaimer.
at the same time that everybody was looking to Iran, our largest city had a Democratic primary, effectively the mayor's race, and like 32-year-old socialist who wants government-run grocery stores gets elected. He's going to likely run our biggest city.
Yeah.
And in the country.
Right. New York.
And it's like, why did that happen? Is it because people are so like desperate for government-run grocery stores or love socialism or love like foreign-born midwits running their cities?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. Mm-mm. That guy was the only person in the New York City mayor's debate to say he wanted to focus on New York City. All the candidates were asked, if you could visit a foreign country, what would it be? And they, of course, all had an answer. I think most said Israel. Great. And he said, I wouldn't go anywhere. I'd stay in New York. And like, if I want to meet Jewish constituents, I'd go to their synagogues, their homes or whatever, but I'd be here in New York because that's what I'm doing. I'm running New York. That's my job.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I've said in a UJA questionnaire that I believe that you need not travel to Israel to stand up for Jewish New Yorkers. And that is what I will be doing as the mayor. I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform.
Well, he gave the right answer.
He gave the right answer. He gave the right answer, at least. And he's talking, I totally oppose his program, just
absolutely.
to be clear. I don't think it works. But he's talking about economics.
Yep.
And everyone else is talking about foreign policy. Why is it hard to talk about economics, domestic economics?
I don't know. Apparently they don't know how to fix it. Well, look who he was running against. He's looking, I mean, the failed mayor, Andrew Cuomo, look at him. He was governor, discussing sexual, all types of accusations.
Yeah.
So he was seen as the dirty establishment Democrat, right?
Machine politician.
Right, right. That really never solved anyone's problems. They already had him, and they still have the same problems.
Right.
They're still poor. They can't afford life. They can't afford to move up in the world.
Exactly.
And so they looked at Andrew Cuomo and was like, why am I going to vote for him? He's not going to make my life better.
No, it's totally
And so they look at this man who's been in our country for 6 years?
Yeah.
6 years. So he's foreign born. He's a socialist, and he's promising to empty the prisons and do all kinds of crazy things. And he's talking to them on their level and talking about the problems they are facing, relating to them with the problems they're facing. So these young people have no choice but to turn to this.
I agree.
And it is a failure. It is literally a failure of the Republican Party. I think the Republican Party has completely failed, and it makes me so angry, Tucker. And I can't, I'm not supposed to speak out, right? I'm not supposed to have my own opinion. I'm supposed to just have blind allegiance to my party, and I'm supposed to cheerlead and rah, rah, rah. But that's not why I ran. That's not why I ran for Congress in the first place. I literally ran because I was mad at Republicans.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still mad at Republicans because it is affecting our children's lives and future. And it's our job to hold our elected leaders accountable. It's my job to hold my colleagues accountable. And if we don't fix these problems to the point where young people are turning to crazy socialists, it's going to get worse. It's literally going to get worse, and it'll be gone. I don't think we could ever get it back.
Well, it's just kind of weird because Fox News tells us that the real threats are abroad or they're Iranian sleeper cells in the United States. It seems to me the real threat to the United States is the collapse of its cities, of its population centers where the most people live. I don't live in a city, don't want to live in a city because they suck.
Yeah.
But in a normal country, I would live in a city, and so would you.
Sure.
Of course. So I don't understand how we spent the last 25 years fighting all these wars, obsessively focused on our enemies abroad, jihadis or whatever. They're telling us the threat is white supremacists under Biden. And the country has not gotten better.
No.
It's like maintaining the empire has destroyed the republic. It does feel that way. America has thousands of colleges and universities, and a lot of them, unfortunately, are basically just scams. It's one of those things nobody really wants to talk about, but everybody on some level knows that it's true. What's an impressive college in 2025? There aren't many at all. Hillsdale is one of them. It is the exception. They cut straight through the woke garbage. They give their students a real education, an actual education. Meet a Hillsdale student and ask yourself, is this the best educated 22-year-old I've met in a long time? Yeah, because they don't have propaganda in their education, just the truth, facts, history, English, math. If you think it sounds good, because it is good, think of this. Hillsdale is offering over 40 free online courses you can enroll in today. There's no catch at all. You don't have to pay anything. Not going to hit you up for anything. It's free. You can learn about the Constitution, the Bible, the basis of Western civilization, Rome's rise and fall, early Christian church, things that actually matter, not one dime. Free. They have a new class called Understanding Capitalism that teaches Americans basic economic ideas, describes our own system, a system that is falling apart. A lot of people want you to hate, but for 250 years has been the best and most productive in the world. You'll understand the basis of our economy from founding till president. Hillsdale not afraid to preach the message our country has forgotten, which is freedom is good, Christianity is good, markets are good, and they make this country better by raising well-educated students. We endorse this. As a college hater, I love Hillsdale. Go to tuckerforhillsdale.com to sign up for Understanding Capitalism today, the course Understanding Capitalism, zero cost, just the truth. That's tuckerforhillsdale.com to enroll for free. Republicans refuse to talk about economics, like actual economics, not bullshit economics, GDP and tax cuts, but actually like, it's too expensive for my kids to buy a house. What are you doing about that?
Right.
And the answer is absolutely nothing. Other than yelling, you're a socialist. I'm not insecure about being a socialist. I don't really care what people call me, but that is a much bigger problem than anything Iran is cooking up in its centrifuges, as far as I'm concerned. It's certainly a bigger problem for everyone I know. My kids can't buy a house. Therefore, they can't get married and have kids.
Right. So think about this. Last week, our kids were just thinking about, I can't afford to buy a house. Where am I going to get a good job? All my friends can't find a good job. A lot of young women that are conservative are like, where am I going to find a good man? A lot of conservative young men are like, where can I find a decent young woman to marry? Because many of them are insane, have turned leftward, so far left.
Yeah.
So last week,
37 sexual partners, which, sorry, people just aren't into it. You know, who's into that? It's
not I. So there's all the, but think about it. Last week, they were thinking about all their other problems that they already have, but they weren't thinking about, do I have to worry about a terrorist attack happening here in the United States? Yeah. Fast forward to this week, now it's like, oh my gosh, not only is life unaffordable and all these unknowns and all these problems I have, and my credit card debt is, my credit cards are maxed out, and I can't go on vacation, and I want to go with my friends, and I want to go to this concert, but I can't afford it. But now they have to think about, oh, if I do go to that concert, there could be a terrorist attack because we bombed Iran. It's like a whole nother set of problems.
Yeah.
And so, of course, when this guy that's running for mayor of New York City, iconic New York City, is talking to New Yorkers, and he says on the debate stage, when he's asked, what foreign country do you want to go visit? And the rest of them are saying Israel. And he says, I don't want to go. I just want to stay here in New York. Of course, they're going to listen to him.
Yeah, I listen to him, and I don't want to be mayor of New York at all. I think it's so important that someone responsible and reasonable and American runs New York. But I guess in general, I resent importing foreign conflicts into our country, ancient race hatreds, religious, ethnic hatreds. What does that have to do with us? And I feel like we've definitely wholesale imported that. I get texts all the time from, some people I like, but, Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi telling me about some fight in US or Canada between different Muslim or Hindu groups. And I'm not against any of them. I like them all. I'm not.
Sure.
But what does that have to do with North America?
Nothing.
So why did other countries don't put up with that? You try that in the UAE.
Yeah.
This happened. You're some Pakistani worker building office buildings in the Gulf, and you have a march through downtown Abu Dhabi saying, I'm mad at India. They're like, out on the first flight
Right.
back to Lahore.
Burning their flag.
Yeah, nothing
Burning their
personal.
Indian- yeah. If you're out there burning their Indian flag, I'd love to see what happens to you. Yeah.
Well, the attitude of the Emirati government is that has nothing to do. Don't bring that shit here.
Right.
Even if we're on your side. I mean, you know what I mean?
Right. Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
But okay, so in Congress, we have, I think it's 32 members of Congress are foreign born, not born in the United States.
Really?
32. I serve with them. 32.
Well, I was surprised to learn that Ted Cruz is not American. He's like a secret Canadian.
He's from Canada, not Texas.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Canada, does it border Texas?
I don't think so. Not on the map I saw.
Okay.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. We hope you'll subscribe to it. And by the way, you can hit the little bell on there and get notifications every time we produce a video. We hope you'll do that also.